Well, hey guys, welcome back to Adventures with Crystal. So glad you could be here with me today. Today we're going to discuss renting a motorcycle. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of renting one. You know you want to go away to far destinations and you really probably don't want to drive your own bike there and put the miles on that. All right, so let's discuss the pros and the cons. So you decide where you want to go and you get online and you find a motorcycle rental place in that area. For me, I chose Miami. I wanted to fly into Miami, rent a motorcycle, and head down to Key West. So got into the airport, got an Uber, which I found out later you can rent a motorcycle at the airport. Should have done that. But anyway, caught an Uber to the store where we rented the motorcycles. Very easy checkout since everything was done online. This place had a lot of things you could purchase. Shirts, jackets, whatever you forgot, gloves. They gave you a free rental helmet if you wanted that. I preferred to take my own. The motorcycles were waiting for us when we got there. I was going to be on this silver Heritage, just like what I drive at home almost. You want to carefully inspect your motorcycle for any damage before you go, and be sure to take pictures. That way you're not going to be charged for that stuff. Okay, so you get your keys almost automatically after you sign and do all your paperwork, and then you just go. You get on your bike and you ride. All right, so let's discuss a few of the pros of renting a motorcycle. One, you get to pick any place in the world that you want to go. You can go ride in Africa, you could go ride in Italy and rent a motorcycle. US, wherever you want to go. There's usually a motorcycle rental place in most big cities, even some small cities, okay? And say you rent one in a big city. Say you rent one in Las Vegas, you can go out in the desert, wherever you want to go, all right? That is a blast, okay? So you want to see the East Coast? You can go rent a motorcycle there and go up and down the East Coast. Awesome, huh? All right, so what's another pro? You are not going to be tired. You're not going to ride your motorcycle really far to get someplace that you want to see and ride. You're not going to need recovery time. You're just going to fly in and go ride. The third thing I think is a nice pro is you're not putting mileage on your bike. You're not going to tear up your bike. You're not going to damage your bike. All those miles add up. Those oil changes add up after a long ride. You're not going to put those on your bike at all. All right, so those are what I think are the pros, all right? All right, so now we're going to go over the cons and the problems you can have when renting a motorcycle at a faraway destination. All right, I'm going to show you my actual bill and we're going to go through this because there's a lot of hidden costs to this, all right, once you see the bill. So let's go through this. This is my actual bill from Miami to Key West trip, okay? All right, the actual rental for the motorcycle for 3 days is $199 a day. They gave me an online special and took off $45, and since I'm a member of this place, they took off $110. Unlimited miles, you can go wherever you want. Peak season, they're going to charge you for that, $19 a day. There's an environmental surcharge of $28.70, concession recovery fee of $44.16, roadside assistance for 3 days is going to cost you almost $36, toll package is $12 for the 3 days. If you want your motorcycle, you want the Heritage like I did, it's an extra $99 for that guarantee. Let's see, you got some theft and damage waiver. That's $39 a day for full coverage. Yeah. So my grand total that I paid came to about close to $900 for the 3 days. It could have been 4, but I did have an issue with my bike. So what happens if you don't want their full coverage insurance and you have your own insurance that's going to cover you on any vehicle that you would ride? Well, if you don't take their insurance out, it's $5,000 on your credit card until you get back. All right. They want to make sure that you're going to bring that motorcycle back in good condition. All right. So most people don't want that $5,000 on their credit card. That's a lot of money for people to put on there. And what happens if they don't refund that right away? Yeah, I mean, you just never know, okay? So most people will choose to do the full coverage insurance, which is what I did, all right? All right, so I did have a problem with my motorcycle. One thing you got to remember is this is not your motorcycle. You don't know the condition of this motorcycle, and you don't know what's going to happen to you. When you ride this motorcycle, you may encounter a problem. And let me tell you, I encountered a problem. Wasn't a major problem, but it could have been a major problem, all right? So let me share with you what went on my Miami trip. All right, so we picked up the motorcycles. They looked awesome. We got on the highway, we made our way to the hotel, and all was good. We took off. We decided we were going to go down to Key Largo and eat at Snappers. On the way back, I noticed these like tiny dots of moisture on my windshield, and I thought, well, I guess it could be condensation since it's Florida and it's so humid, or it could have been a few drops of rain that fell out of the sky at some point. I just didn't know, didn't pay too much attention to it. So I got back to the hotel and saw some weird drips on the gas tank, but I thought, okay, I must have, dripped something gas on it whenever I filled it up. Take off, we're headed down to Key West. It's about 127 miles to get there. We started at Florida City is where we took off. That's where our hotel was. And we went all the way down. We got down to Key West, we rode around a little bit, we explored, we went by the southernmost point, we ate at Sloppy Joe's. It was a great time. I did notice a few more of those weird wet spots on the windshield, and of course, we're by the ocean and I just assumed it was that. Got back to the hotel, all was good, the bike was running fine. Day 3 we get up, we're going to head down to the Theater of the Seas in Almirada. After we finished there, we decided let's go over the 7 Mile Bridge once again and head back to the hotel for the night. And that's when I discovered there was something majorly leaking on the bike. It was all down the side of the bike. It was on the tank, the pipes, it even hit the saddlebags. It's crazy. Once I realized that it's brake fluid, I saw where it was leaking from. That was pretty scary. I was afraid the brakes would go out. It was dripping from the box by the right brake, and it was just coming out every time I pulled that brake. Here's some photos to show you just how bad that brake fluid was leaking. It's on the gas tank. It was leaking down the whole right side of the bike. It hit the pipes. It even got all the way to the saddlebags. Here's more pictures of the pipes. You can see it's everywhere and on everything on that right side of the bike. It even got down here to the fenders. Well, we made it back safely. There was no issues. I did call the company and say, hey, you guys need to pick up these bikes. They are unrideable and it's probably unsafe to ride this one. So they did. They came, they took the bikes, and away they went with them, and all was well. And we came back to St. Louis. They did offer to give me another bike to ride and extend the time. Right. So you guys are probably wondering, would I rent another motorcycle? The answer is yes, I definitely would. The company took care of us really good. The one thing you just need to know is this is not your bike, all right? You don't know where this bike has been and what it's done. Be prepared for anything, But yeah, I'll definitely rent another motorcycle. There's places I want to go, and I would love to have my motorcycle at these places, but it's not possible. So anyway, yeah. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a little bit about renting a motorcycle. I sure did on this trip. And yeah, I definitely do it again, guys. So hopefully you'll like and subscribe to my videos and watch again. All right, till next time, guys. We'll see you. Thanks. Bye.